Okay, cool beans. Can you guys see the stream okay?
Yeah.
It's a little bit ratey for me, but it'll be fine.
Actually, hold on, give me a minute, I'll be right back.
What are the changes made to Fruit since the map cut?
They took out the funny spot.
You
Frog.
can no longer have sniper go on here.
Kind of based.
That is the opposite of based.
I mean, Sniper could probably get up there, but not by any intentional means.
They removed the way that you could have NG let sniper up there.
So I'm fairly.
You could probably surf a rocket up there if you really tried hard.
Right.
Okay, so you can't go up there.
The only way you can really go up there is by surfing a rocket, but otherwise, that you'd have to be extremely lucky.
Damage surf the frog, and even then, how much?
No, just secretly coordinate with the
If
enemy
you
soldier.
surf a rocket and manage to land up there, you kind of deserve to be up there anyways. Let's be real. Alright, anyways, let's get to the map. For anyone that doesn't know, this is Proot. It is basically like Product, pretty similar. Plays somewhat similar, although the only, I would say the key difference is that, flank is a little bit more important. So I guess we'll just go over callouts and go from there. So, just starting with point. This is point. That one's pretty obvious. This I like to call villager because it looks like a Minecraft villager nose. Like you guys see the face?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
So I call this villager. I call that you have right lane, left lane, whatever you guys want to call that. So i.e. if you were on red team, you'd just say that they're on left side, or if they're over here, you'd say they're on right side. And that's usually pretty straightforward, just calling it for whatever team you're on, or for whatever side of the map you're on. This is Cliff. It's pretty straightforward. There's a health kit down here.
Just a health kit?
Yeah, it's a medium health kit.
Oh, they had an ammo kit last time.
This is Bats. Has this window here, has this little bit. It's kind of similar to China on Product.
China.
Let's see. You could just call this main or valley. My team just calls it valley. We could call this house or underbats. Then over here is flank. That's a villager right there. I don't know what people call this shed, so you could say, as you said, hey, they're behind their shed. That would probably mean that they're right here in valley on the ammo kit. You could call this flank shack or something like that. Or you'd say that's their flank shack, this is our flank shack. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it for callouts. This is called Frog. Although it's not really going to be very applicable anymore. But just FYI that's what this is called.
I thought they called it Star Spot.
Some people call it that, I like to call it Frog, but if someone says Frog or Star Spot, same difference. But basically this is more or less irrelevant now because you can't get up on this as Sniper anymore.
So what was it called before? Sour Spot?
It was called Star Spot because in map test pugs there's this one guy called Basar who would do nothing but play up there. And now even the map creator calls it Star Spot.
Oh.
What about wooden platform on flank by Vera?
Where at?
The wooden
This, like this?
And that should be flank, right?
That could be tactically important.
I think he's talking
You can just
about
call this on.
I think he's talking about the planks that are near cliff that jut out.
No,
from
he
cliff.
said yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Means the-
There isn't really a call for these, you can just call that flank, or just part of flank. I don't know, if you guys want to call it platform, or flank platform or something like that, then that's fine. Or you could say close flank, or close left on the flank, or whatever. A lot of times, especially with maps like this, just directional callouts are really helpful. It gives people a general idea of what you're talking about.
Right.
Alright. Let's go over how the map is played. So generally for rollout, what you're going to want to do is have your, I believe, if I remember correctly, demo's fastest going, I believe you, I'm sorry, I'm still trying to remember. I think you go from here, and then you jump through here, and then do another jump from here, and then land, like, right here.
Sounds good.
So just practice that when you get the chance. For everyone else, if you go, I believe if you go up top here, and then, you can just kind of divide yourself evenly among, like, flank and main. Especially, like, combo members, you can go main, and then, I would say scout, or sorry, I would say soldier and NG can go over here on flank. NG, your number one job when you get up here is set up a mini on here. That's really powerful. Let's see. And then for soldier, you're more or less just controlling the flank. I think you guys should send heavy to your flank on rollout as well, so you can have your soldier whip your heavy over here. I have seen demos, basically just roll out, like, through main, and then they'll just jump through here. Although I think you're a little bit faster if you just go over from this way. So I would say just do that.
Vera asked, it's Proot B4B or Proot B3B?
B4B. Whatever the latest version is. So the higher the number, probably the later version it is. Let's see. For sniper, you can usually just roll out bats. And just get some snipes from right here. Just keep in mind that you only really have an angle on this left side from here. If you want to pick the right side, you have to go over here. And it's obviously a little bit more risky. I think the key in general to winning on mid fights is taking space with your heavy and soldier on flank and getting up to, like, getting your heavy and soldier up to here. And then you can have, like, scout rotate over here and help out as well, and, you know, NG and whoever else. And in the meantime, you have your, like, your demo medic pyro kind of focusing on this left area. You can have scout more focusing on the right side here. Just having, like, an even amount of split pressure, and then eventually once you're able to get more room on flank, then you just take room from there and start walking up this way.
Where is the problem of, like, pushing everyone through one side?
What do you mean?
Like,
sorry, I'm confused on what you're asking.
why even pressure through both sides?
Well, the thing is, flank is by far the easiest place to just get more space on because of this, because of villager right here. Because this just blocks a lot of room from where the main combo is going to be. So you have a lot of, you're basically able to utilize a lot of space by going over here. Oh hey, June is here. June can probably explain this better than me. But flank is just generally very important for, like, taking space, especially with, like, heavy and all of those folks. Let's see. When you guys cap point, usually you want to hold pretty aggressively, and basically just you want to hold more or less as forward as possible. June can probably correct me here if I'm wrong on any of this, but I believe the default hold is to have your combo playing up in this area on flank. And basically you can just trap this off, trap that off, and then you have your flank.
Concrete there,
right? If you guys want to call it wait, this area? I would just call this far back flank, but if you guys want to call it concrete, that's totally fine. I don't know, I don't have a specific call up for it, but... Yeah. I don't like push it on the flank.
It's somewhat akin to a cliff hold on products.
Kinda, yeah. The thing is, like, with a cliff hold on products, like, that's... I don't know, I would say cliff hold on product is more like if you, like, completely wipe them. Or, like, if you have, like, the chance to play extra aggressively. But specifically on this map, holding aggro is very, very important, and, like, that should kind of be your default hold, is to try to get your combo up to this area. It's really important though that everyone on the combo goes together, because if you guys aren't together in this spot, then you're gonna have a lot of trouble. Your medic, mostly you can just play like back here, and then like you can have your I would say have your heavy sit like, I don't know, here or something, and then use this like headshot angle. And then if there's people over on flank, then you can just, you know, move back a little bit. And then Demo just kind of holds like out here like this, and we'll trap this off and spam that. Pyro just spy check. And then once you guys have your combo up here on more, then you can send your flank over to the enemy cliff side, and then go from there. Just having a mini like right here on cliff is really strong. You can have the soldier like, you know, bounce around, and I don't think you can get on this roof. But there's still a bunch of places to just like hide. Like you can, I don't know, just sit like right here and then just wait for someone to come up, and just especially since this is like an indoor area, soldier's really powerful here. So the idea behind holding is just you want to hold as forward as possible. If you guys can't hold forward, then you guys should mostly just be holding on point. Specifically, I think it's totally fine to still have your combo playing over here. You can have your medic like playing, I would say like right here. And then just have like, I would say heavy over here watching flank side, and then Demo watching point side. And then just getting like back if you need to more. Ideally the furthest back you're holding is like back here. If that was the case, then you'd probably just want Demo around this area. Kind of like you were doing if you were just taking it, and then having your heavy play like a little bit more aggro on flank. Your heavy, just in general for this map, your heavy gets to be a little bit more independent. I will say as well, just FYI, that none of these positions are like set in stone. That's just generally how it's been played. This map is brand new. There's going to be, I'm sure there's a new meta going to be developed sooner or later, and people are going to figure out more of what works and what doesn't. So take all this with a relative grain of salt, but this is at least what's worked during like map test pugs and what have you. And this has been like invite players. Sorry, what?
Vera has asked, who's butt buddy with Sniper?
Typically NG, although that's something that needs to be communicated. Specifically, your sniper needs to ask if they're like gonna go bats or something, because otherwise your engineer needs to be helping on flank. If your sniper wants to go back and play on bats by themselves, then they need to talk to NG. The only exception for this is sniper can play for themselves on rollout onto bats, as long as they know to rotate over to their flank after like 1 or 2 shots. Because otherwise, Spy's gonna catch up to you and go for a stab on you. Does that all make sense?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, try never to hold when you guys are, if you guys are holding, try never to have your medic play behind this, because this is really bombable. It's very easy for soldiers to just do a simple jump off. Like, I mean, you can do it from pretty much wherever. You can do it from here. You can do it from like right here. But just having med like right here is pretty bad. If you guys are gonna hold on point, I would say just keep your med like pretty much all the way like back, and just have someone protecting. It's okay to give a bit of space if you're gonna hold on point. Basically, you need to commit to either playing like much more aggro or much more like further back. You can't kind of be in between, if that makes sense.
Gotcha.
For what determines if you hold aggro or not, definitely if you wipe the entire enemy team, then hold aggro. If you guys wipe most of them, then you can probably still hold aggro. If it's like you win but you only have like 3 players, then just be passive for the moment until you get your players up, and then see if you can start moving forward. And if you can't, that's okay. But if you can, then that's great. So just remember, combo left side when you guys are holding aggro. Flank plays right side on enemy cliff when you guys are holding aggro. And then when you guys don't have point, or when you guys are starting to aggress point, it's kind of vice versa. Combo plays more on this left side of point here. Flank plays far side with heavy, and then Scout and Pyro, I would say, are kind of the ones over here. You can have Demo rotate over on this right side too. I guess combo's kind of evenly split between these 2 points, but more, I would say generally Scout's more oriented over here and Demo's more oriented over here.
Is that area behind house in the valley, is that a bombable spot, or can the medic stay there safely?
It's definitely still bombable, but it's much easier to escape compared to like somewhere like on point, because you don't really have anywhere to go for cover from here.
Okay.
That's not to say it's not bombable though, and you're definitely like you need to be careful of like spidey folks from like over here or something. When you guys don't have point, generally I would say you want to try to take your combo flank for a push. So you're gonna want to group up around like here. Again, same kind of normal deal with with most Koth maps. Of if you are at full disad, you want to go for sack. If it's even, then you can either dry push or just wait until you have Uber, and then take an exchange. And if you're big ad, then you can hopefully take point for free, or just use take point if you absolutely have to. But just don't waste your Uber if you're a big ad. That's the most important thing. But anyways, when you guys are aggressing point, I would say try to do it from the left side over here, on the flank side. You generally just have your entire combo kind of walk over this way, and then just start aggressing over here. Chances are their combo, hopefully, if they're playing up here, then your best bet is to have like demo like spam like this. And then in the meantime, like if they're focused on the demo, then you can have your heavy come out of the corner here, revved up, and spam them out pretty decently. Or you can do it like kind of vice versa, of having heavy like peek like this, and then having demo over this way. But heavy and demo are kind of the main ones that are going to be taking the aggression on flank for when you guys are pushing. Let's see.
Vera asked, how do we defend against the bombing on our valley?
I mean, that's just kind of for your combo, that's just on your pyro and heavy, mostly. They just gotta be looking up in the air, and just keep an eye out for that. There's not really a specific like way to do it. Just, I mean, other than just like normally, looking around, checking for spies, checking for bombs. Does that make sense? No, maybe, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. For Uber exchanges, generally try not to use until you're like at least like on their side of the point. Especially if they're holding more passively. The only exception would be like if you know that you can catch their medic out and get them to use like almost at the same time as you. Demo scout Ubers are always really good on Koth, but they're especially good on this map. Just taking demo scout kind of through this main area and see if you can get anyone down here is always really good. Let's see. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that's too specific. I guess I should mention this as well, just when you guys are holding point, heavy, you're, like if you're doing the more kind of passive hold, a really good spot for heavy is just right here, and you kind of can just rotate in between watching flank and watching point, and just, going where you needed. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
Generally for dispenser, you're going to want it like either right here with heavy, or you can put it just back here. Teleporter you can kind of put wherever. Some teams like to put it like in-house. Some teams will put it over here somewhere. Whatever you prefer is honestly fine. I would say there's not really a specifically established meta for where to put it. Cliff, just in general, is not very utilized. If you guys are going to use Cliff, usually it's going to be your engineer sniper on Cliff. Engineer can set up a mini right here, and then that is decent for watching point. You can also have sniper when you guys are aggressing point, play right here and try to get a pick. And just making sure, again, that would be a perfect time to have your engineer with you. So I would say engineer, when you guys don't have point, your engineer should stick with your sniper more. When you guys do have point, then I would say just take your sniper, have them play relatively on point, or if you do want your sniper to play bats, then you need your engineer to be with them. If you guys are holding aggro though, then don't be all the way back on your own bats.
Or holding aggro, don't be back on our own bats.
Yeah. For your sniper and NG.
Oh, right, the sniper should be farther up and
Yeah.
NG.
If you guys are holding aggro and like holding up here on the flank side, then ideally you want your sniper like back here.
Okay, so let's say on the point, there's really 3 separate holds. There's the aggro hold, the middle hold, and the passive hold.
There's no middle hold.
There's no middle
Like
hold at all.
point. I think he was talking about point hold.
Well, the thing is with the point hold, that means you're keeping your medic here, which is already just really bad.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't do that.
If you can't aggressive hold, then you should passive hold.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. There's no middle ground on that.
Not really.
So when we are
I mean-
aggressive holding, can we can we review very briefly the positions on aggressive hold versus passive hold?
I kind of went over this, but I guess I'll go over
Right.
it again.
Just to, as a summary, all in one go.
Yeah, sure. So aggressive hold, generally combo holds in this area here. Forward on flank, you want, I would say heavy, play like right here. Just watch out for sniper. If you guys lose flank, then you need your heavy to play a little bit more like up like this, or a little bit more back like here. Demo, you're just kind of hovering around this area, just chilling. You can spam over there, you can spam this thing and trap that off. Medic's mostly just going to be playing like back here, healing demo and heavy. Power's just going to be spy checking. In the meantime, you also have your sniper here. Then you have the rest of your flank people, mostly focusing on playing on their cliff. Specifically getting a mini right here is really good. Having a soldier play like on the rocks or something, kind of scout like roaming around like this area, just basically just being annoying.
Mm-hmm. Sniper.
That's kind of that, and that's the aggro hold. That's pretty much how to do that. For flank, make sure you let your team know if you guys need help on flank or if their combo's coming over there, because then your combo needs to rotate over.
Where was sniper again for aggro hold?
On flank,
On flank. So he's standing right here. Okay.
around here somewhere. Just staying with combo, watching those big sight lines.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, what's up?
What happens if the team decides to go another route and then try to leave you right behind?
Like,
Is that what the flank is there for?
Yeah, so if the enemy combo is trying to go right side, then first of all, your flank needs to call that. And then the second thing to do is basically you guys swap positions, and your combo can rotate down here to basically just shut them off from over here. If you guys are slow on that, then you just need to rotate back to point and spam them from either over here or you can have your demo rotate over to this side and then spam from here.
So if you don't rotate fast enough, you literally have to switch back to passive.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, we should probably practice switching there then.
I will say that be ready to rotate passively. Usually it's pretty hard to rotate super fast, honestly. I mean, obviously you want to try for it, but, just FYI that it can be tough. As well, just FYI as well, when you're holding flank, being on this high ground on cliff is very important.
Vera asked which class is expected to have the least kills on both offense and defense.
That's hard to tell you. I mean, I don't think any class should be necessarily expected to have the least amount of kills or most amount of kills. Any class can do well if they have a good player. There isn't really a class. I mean, I guess medic should have the least kills. I don't know, kind of a controversial opinion, but other than that, most everyone can either do well or do poorly, just depending on how the game goes. Any other questions or anything? Or does anyone want to know class specific spots or anything like that?
So you said
What's the best place to hold in the passive hold aesthetic?
Generally for passive holding, I would say play around this area, just in here, and just be ready to kite out through here.
Should I be so just be somewhere around vestibule?
Vestibule.
Vestibule?
Isn't
The
that
hell
what
is
it's called? The
vestibule?
glass thing? You're right. Vestibule.
Girl, you're talking about church.
My house has a vestibule. Shut up.
I don't know. I just call this underbaths.
That is a sunroom at best.
You guys can call it whatever you want.
Sunroom.
Yeah. Vera asked whose life is least important.
No one's life is unimportant. Take care of yourself, Vera.
Yeah, don't get too hung up on like specifically what class are like least important or whatever. I mean, just generally keep in mind that for Highlander, Sniper, Demo, and Medic are like the most important classes and will generally dictate how the game goes. So those are kind of the highest priority, but there isn't necessarily a lowest priority. All classes can be important. Just that generally Sniper, Demo, and Medic are the ones that are most important.
Actually, I didn't.
Especially in Highlander, where the class limit is 1, so everyone has to be there, everyone has to have a role. That makes them all important.
Yeah. Our spy is pretty new to Highlander in general.
I was gonna ask that.
Yeah. Do you have any tips for him playing on this map or just spy on Control Point in general?
You mean King of the Hill?
Canada, yeah.
Yeah, generally, Gun Spy is really good on Koth, and just being an annoyance. I think that should kind of be your main goal, is to be an annoyance.
I've actually been doing like a bunch of a couple scrims on Spy.
How's that going?
I don't know. A big thing for me was learning to just be patient. Because even though I would be gun spy and I would hit my shots, I would be in the wrong place and I wouldn't get enough kills or I would die.
Yeah. That is something that just kind of comes with playing Spy.
Yeah.
I'm playing Spy this season myself, so I could try to talk to you one-on-one about it.
You can't do everything all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that. I mean, I just want to try and learn how to play effectively. I mean, with the role that I'm given. So just play annoyingly.
Generally, Spy, I guess, just as a super quick 30-second rundown on rollout, I would say try to just run across point with invis. Generally, just run. I don't know why I'm on Dead Ringer. This is my loadout. This is usually what I run. Spy Skull is generally really good because you can avoid pyros really easily if you get caught by burn. Sometimes you can switch to knife if you're getting robbed of a lot of kills because your Spy Skull gets destroyed. Or if you're not really playing your life as much, but you're just playing for kills more, then you can run regular knife. But usually Spy Skull or knife is best. Revolver's really good. Invis is usually what you want to run. And then just regular sapper. So mostly more or less stock and then Spy Skull. Then basically for rollout, run across point. I usually cloak on the right side here and just try to run across this way. Then I'll get onto cliff. I don't think you can make this.
You can with the pipe.
Yeah. So you can get on this pipe and then make the jump on cliff.
Huh.
And then basically just annoy people. You can just uncloak right here and just shoot at people.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
That's a very effective thing to do on product as well. That a lot of invite spies will do is they will just try to get on the enemy cliff and then just shoot at people.
Gray?
Yeah.
Do you think Spy is the one that's most able to do to just mess around and troll?
I mean, not necessarily to mess around and troll, but yeah, I would say you have the most liberty to position yourself where you feel is best. Although there is definitely general positioning for what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing whenever. You do definitely have your own liberty of I don't know, for well, yeah, just generally you can. I would say Spy has the most creative liberty to do what you want.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be you're new, so we'll be evaluating your performance, and it'll basically just be the frequency of good picks whenever we give you opportunities.
Yeah.
I will definitely be willing to help you out though on Spy in specific. Like I said, I'm playing Spy this season.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
According to the main spreadsheet, I'm the #1 spy.
I would highly recommend you take Gray up on their offer. It's hard to train spy. Nobody on our team could probably do it as well.
I played one season of Highlander Spy and wanted to die. So.
It's not like you can MGE the spy in a pug.
Yeah, spy is it takes practice.
Yeah, it's very difficult. But I'm willing to like essentially take classes, training. I don't know the word.
Yeah.
Yeah, just doing like demo reviews and whatnot.
I found the
That's
best
way to
way.
learn.
The best way to improve at a class is just play that class a bunch in casual.
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I would say, yeah, the best way to improve at a class, but sometimes, especially for like Highlander, and like classes like Spy, I will say a lot of it is just. I do think demo reviews can be really helpful.
With the spy, from the little I played of it, all I could really tell you is in Highlander, it really pays off to be patient sometimes. To pass up an easy pick to get a much better one in maybe just a couple seconds.
Yeah.
So like we had problems with spies that would just stab the first back they came across. The whole team would be alerted and they just die right away. But
it isn't worth it to kill the scout.
I mean, if you manage to, that's
if he's alone, sure, but
maybe, but like in front of the whole team when you could get the medic.
If you're in front of the entire enemy team, generally, like your priority would be like #1 would be medic if possible.
Sniper.
#2 I would say sniper. #3 would be demo.
Demo. Okay.
#4 heavy or pyro. #5 anyone else.
Yeah, I would say of those picks, only the it's situational, but I would say only the medic is one that, in almost every situation, worth trading your life over, because it immediately gives the other team ag.
I'd say sniper is also always worth trading your life over.
So I have given them a little bit of advice when it comes to that. I did kind of tell them that's probably what your pick priority is going to be. So yeah, I think I did it.
I mean, that's my priority pick since I play casual. Like, I know that medics and snipers are most important, and you don't
have to.
Anybody that's played TF2 for more than 100 hours knows to kill the medic first.
Yeah, you don't have to treat that as a suicide pact either. Sometimes we're gonna get into an exchange, and you're gonna have like a really good opportunity to get more than one pick. Like if they give you a good opportunity, that forget pick priority, go for the triple chain stab.
Spy, just FYI, your best times to stab are when other people are doing things. I think that's one of the most important things.
Like when your team's pushing, yeah. I mean, it's like practically impossible to break an engineer's nest in casual when no one's pushing against the nest.
Exactly, but the thing is, as soon as your team is pushing, then you can just go in and sap, and and just kill people. So always kill people that are like distracted doing something else. And for everyone else, you can do a 300 IQ play by pretending to be doing something else, and and then try to bait out the spy and just going for stab on you.
Yeah.
So like often like on NG, I will like, even on this map I played like NG in like a pug once, I would just put a sentry right here, and then I would start wrangling it and look like I was shooting at someone, and then I would just turn around and just bop the spy, because he would decloak on me every time.
Nice.
Other than that, just a couple other super quick things I want to go over. Like I did say, soldier bombing is very powerful on this map. You can do shit like this. I kind of mess it up, but you get the relative idea of it. Here, let me see if I can do this a little better. Like that.
Oh, I'm sorry for missing that, Vera. Vera asked, how aggressive does soldier play on offense?
Soldier can generally be pretty aggressive. The only time you don't really want to be too aggressive is on flank. Soldier needs to play their life a little more. You need to focus on just spamming more. If you are gonna like go on flank, you need to like make sure you're going with someone. So if you said, okay, I'm bombing flank now, and then you do something like this. I totally fucked up that jump, but you got the idea. Oh my god, I cannot do these jumps today. Holy shit. Do something like this, and yeah. It's easier with original. I can't do fucking left side jumps.
It's kind of crazy that the soldier. It's kind of crazy if the soldier can jump from our valley to their valley and kill the medic in a single clip.
Yep.
So that's probably something we might want to practice.
Yeah.
I would say practice that bomb, something like that. especially in like newcomer, practice bombing right into here. Let's see. Other than that, just a few other like just class specific things to quickly go over. For demo, just keep in mind that spam is always really good on this map. In specific, just try to land stickies where the enemy team is. Like you see those land right about on this kind of edge here.
It's not fun,
if you're trying to put them a little further, you need to charge them a bit. Pipes are also very good for if you're aiming a little further. Let's see. If you're like, let's say you're trying to hold this and then you guys rotate out. What you can do is like put traps like right here or something. And then just like wait here. You can also put traps right here. This is a really good spot that I really like.
There's no reason not to put just numerous traps on the retreat. You got so much space to work with.
Yeah, I think this one of my favorite traps though, because even from here, like you can't even see it from here. Like you really can't see it until you fully commit to like being on point like that.
So a problem we had is we, as the demo man, the combo would watch that lane pretty well, but the other lane, the concrete lane, they just kept pushing it straight through it.
Okay, if they're walking through that lane, then you as a demo need to immediately rotate and then just go like this.
Right.
Generally, like what you should do is have demo like prioritize watching the left lane and then scout watching the right lane, but then rotating to whatever lane is needed. Specifically, scout's obviously going to be a little bit better, like easier. It's going to be a little bit easier for scout to rotate, but if they're pushing the right lane, or if you know that the enemy team likes to push the right lane a lot, then I would say it's okay to just default over to this side for the passive hold.
Gotcha.
But I do just want to emphasize again that ideally you want to be doing this aggressive hold. That's incredibly powerful, and just teams don't know how to counter it.
Dude, I would have never thought of it on my own.
How do you counter that aggressive hold?
By going flank as fast as possible and getting onto point.
Now, do you normally go flank, or should you only go flank if they're doing that hold?
Only go flank if they're doing that hold. Otherwise, you'd be. Well, I would say try to break the hold first. If you don't have any luck with it, then just like try to break the hold like with a dry push or something like that. If you guys are even. Otherwise, just try to go for a sack if they're over here.
I guess
the nice thing is that you can actually sack pretty well from here. You can just go like this.
Rephrase the question. Assuming there's no hold there, like the rest of the team is at point. What's the fastest route from spawn to the point without jumping?
Without jumping?
Yeah, like if I'm trying to regroup with my team and the teleporter's not up.
I would say just go like through main and just like that.
Okay. So why would anybody go over and run into that aggressive hold?
Well, that's if you're I thought you were talking about if you're on point.
Well, okay, yeah, that one is if we're on point. But
if you guys are holding point, then you're not going to be rolling out main. You'd probably, because the thing is, pushing out main is the fastest, but it sucks for if you're actually trying to push the point.
Okay, so what if you need to get back to the point? Your team is whites, and you need to recover the point. Why would you go that specific route? I guess is it shorter or faster?
Go through main.
Okay, but what then?
I'm sorry, I'm confused on what you're saying.
What is the point of the aggressive hold if they can just go through main and completely avoid it?
Because you have the high ground over here, and over here.
Okay, but then that means they're not likely to be pushing through that entrance you were telling us about earlier.
Which one? The one over here?
That one. Yeah, they're not likely to come out through there, even if they didn't know we were here. There's no reason to.
No, if you guys don't have, if you guys don't have point, then your default should be trying to go on the right side here and walking through flank.
Okay, why is that?
Because you have the most high ground here, generally, and it's the best place to take space, because of the shed blocks most of the point, and you can get this space over here, and then by that point you're on their side of the point.
Okay,
then you can spam like from this.
That answers my question. I didn't know.
And
yeah, I didn't know if that was like the route to retake.
Yeah, so ideally you want to take from this point, or from this side, and then if they're aggro holding it, then you just go the long way around in the cliff side.
So,
and just go quickly.
So when we do the mid fight, we do it from the valley, but when we have to retake a captive point, we go through the flank. and then once we take the point, we either do the aggressive hold or the passive hold.
Yes, correct.
Okay, all right, I understand.
If you guys are struggling with rollouts, then try to put a little more. You could put more people on the flank. Or you could maybe try having like heavy go like Cliff or something, and then having everyone like your entire combo go over to flank or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just try. Don't be afraid to mix it up a bit and see what works for you guys. I would say whatever works best for you guys is fine, but just generally, what I've gone over is mostly what's worked best in like at least in higher divs.
I don't have any more questions. Is there anything left to talk about?
Let's see.
I do have something. So you said on the passive hold, heavy should be standing.
If you're in passive hold, I would say heavy stands right here.
Okay.
What's your favorite hold?
It is my favorite hold.
Yeah.
Maybe you were the one who helped define the meta. Maybe somebody saw one of our demos and like,
They're on to something here.
At least I was in position for one game.
Maybe we should call it Winston Spot.
Winston Spot.
And Dorothy, I've told you about this before, but just general rule of thumb, best mini spots right here is always really, anywhere on this roof is really good.
Yeah.
Here, anywhere like in here in this area is fine. You can put them on the box here. You can put one on this box. You can put them like back here. You can put one on the cliff. Any of those spots are all really good.
Seems like a very aggressive engineer map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can already see the med picks.
Real.
Oh, great. Can I show you a bombing angle and get your thoughts on that? Vera asked.
Sure. Where at?
Better not be like those fucking sentry spots on Vigil.
There we go.
On God.
Oh, are we switching to Vera? Are you recording that one too?
Yeah. For the bombing angle that Vera wants to show.
Okay.
I think he's trying to do one through the...
I think he's like doing a pogo or something.
Yeah, I mean, it more or less has the same, yeah, you can definitely do that. It has more or less the same, whatchamacallit. It's the same idea as doing the one off the wall, but yeah, if you prefer to do it that way, it definitely works.
I think you definitely won't linger on that roof, because I think a sniper will be able to see you from anywhere.
That is true.
On the other hand, newcomer.
That is very true.
Indeed.
Yeah, if you want to go for that, sure.
Right.
Alright.
Is there anything else that we need to go over?
Not really. I do just want to emphasize, communication, I guess, on this map. Call where the enemy combo is. That's a super important thing, just in general. Especially like scout. If you see the enemy combo like on the right side when you guys are holding point, you need to call that. If you see them on the left side demo, you need to call that. If like heavy or whatever sees them on a flank, you need to call that. Like, you know, it's just really important to communicate.
If you call medic, like you can like take their lunch money.
Yes. Also, always call sniper.
Yeah.
How talkative should soldier be?
Call things if they're important. I will say the one, if you guys didn't already know, the one class you should always call, like, sometimes you see like an engineer and it's like not worth just say, look, oh, there's an engineer in flank, like, okay, cool. But the one class that you should always call their location if you see them is sniper. Has everyone got that?
Got it.
Yep.
If you ever see sniper, you are calling him no matter what. Even if it was called like 5 seconds ago, just giving that next update is still important. You could just say sniper's still on bats or, you know, whatever. But
That's the sniper.
yeah.
Question: who should soldier be coordinating bombs with?
Probably your spy. Or if you guys are going for a sack, then go for like a 9-man or a 8-man sack, 7-man sack, whatever.
Okay. So, Stevie, that'll be something for you to keep in mind.
Alright.
Right, I think we're done here now.
Should be, yeah. Hope you guys do well in your scrims. If you guys have any other questions, like, that come up in scrims or whatever, just let me know.
You bet.
Right, I'm ending the recording right here.